So let us begin this week. As we approach Valentine's Day, we're going to be thinking about our heart chakra. So before we get started, we're just going to do a little 3-minute meditation. So just roll your shoulders back, elongate your spine, and just take one hand to the earth and the other hand to your heart. And if you're ready, just tuck your chin, maybe close your eyes. And just take a moment to settle the sitting bones. You might need to rock a little bit side to side. And find a little place of balance as you slightly lean back. And then with your hand on your heart, just rest your awareness here right into the center of the upper chest and take a really full deep breath in there. As you breathe out, soften the face, shoulders, jaw. And just connect to the heart. There is an intelligence here. We know this physical organ that keeps us alive, but there's a real intelligence here. This is where we feel a lot of quite strong emotions: love, compassion, sadness, forgiveness. So as you quieten down the busy mind, we're just going to spend a minute now with our hands on our heart, just seeing what's there this morning. And the mind might drift, bring it back to the heart space. And keeping that awareness in the heart now, notice if the mind has just slightly started to perhaps shift a gear. And we're just going to do a 2-part breath in now. This is called climbing breath. So breathe into the center of the upper chest where the hand is. Breathe in some more. And a long exhale out. And that can be a little audible sigh if that feels right. 2-part breath in. Sighing breath out. And we've just got 1 more minute there, just focusing on this slight change in breathing. And now take both hands to the knees and just cup the knees with your hands now as we just rejoin the world again, lifting up the head, lifting up the shoulders, and just take a moment there just to really breathe into that wide open heart space. So anatomically, the heart is the organ on the left, but in yoga, energetically, when we call the heart space, we're talking about the upper chest and shoulders. And we're working with our heart today as it's almost Valentine's Day. So as we breathe in, let's sweep those arms all the way up towards the sky. Hold on to your left wrist now and lean to the right. And as you lean to the right, softly bend your left elbow and kind of gently pull back. Maybe you feel something there in the shoulder blade, and then lean a little bit more to the right. And then gently ease yourself up again. And just do this one more time, very slow, very considered, just paying attention to the body. And now let's just take the right hand down as we extend the left arm over the ear and breathe all the way down the left side. The ribs, the lungs, everything that surrounds the heart. One more deep breath. And then as we lift up, we're going to twist. Take that left hand behind you and the right hand comes across, and elongate the spine, wide open heart space as you look over your left shoulder. Roll the right shoulder back now. Keep growing really tall as you breathe from the lower back to the upper back. And Rumi, the Sufi poet, said our heart is our moral compass and never leads us astray. So keep your awareness there rather than in the mind. And let's come back. And as we lean back, let's shift the cross of our legs. So heart wisdom is also known as our intuition, the quiet voice inside. As we inhale, let's sweep the arms up. Hold on to the right wrist this time as you lean to the left. And then a little pull back. Maybe go a little bit more to the side. And then a little pull up. And a little bit more. So when we're balanced in our heart chakra, we feel open, compassionate, full of forgiveness. Let's take the left hand down and extend a little bit more into that side stretch. If we're not balanced here, and we're all like that some days, we might feel a little bit fearful. So just notice how you feel today. And then can you respond to that with compassion? Take one more deep breath all the way down to the right waist. Let's rise up and take a twist. As the left hand comes over, the right hand comes behind. And then lift the heart, lift the chest. And then roll over all the way to look over your right shoulder this time. Notice if that left hand is gripping. Can you just allow it to rest there and breathe in? And come back to center. And then a little bit of self-care, because if we love others, we've got to love ourselves first. Let's just give ourselves a little facial massage. Get your two peace fingers, index finger and middle finger, and just massage out your temples, the corner of the eyebrows. And these tiny little times we take out, especially if we're on a computer a lot, can make a difference to our nervous system. Let's slide those fingers down now and press the corner, the pointy bit of the chin, and just circle there. And now about a centimetre below the chin and the ears, just press there. And sometimes you immediately get salivation at the back of the throat. You might feel water. And that means we're in a parasympathetic state. It's a really quick hack to get calm. Let's slide those fingers up to the forehead now. And from there, just ease the skin of your forehead outwards. As if you're taking away all those wrinkles. Not that you have them, of course. My wrinkles. Let's go back to the center, do that one more time. So this is where we wear a lot of our tension. And then with one of your sets of fingers, just tap your third eye, the pineal gland. So now you know where we're going. Let's do that one more time with the eyes closed. Let's circle around the corner of the eyebrows. Ease the fingers down and really prod around a little bit there on the corner of the jaw. So much tension held here. And then just prod a little bit there on the side of the neck. Again, you might just notice you're salivating. And let's bring those fingers up to the third eye and stretch it out. One more time. And then tap around the third eye. So when our shoulders are tight, the neck is tight. We're just going to do a neck stretch now. So taking the right hand to the left ear, just press your left ear down so your right ear comes to the shoulder. Then slide your left shoulder down the spine. It might stay there, or you might wrap it around you. So fingertips go to the right waist. And just a little push there, but then a little push back into the hand with the head. And notice how that feels in your neck. Can you soften into it? Take about another couple of breaths. And then look down to your right hip as you take the hand to the back of the neck, the back of the ear, sorry, and just press there. You might feel the stretch now, shifted to the back chamber of the neck. Keep the breath really full. And then look up to your left and take your hand to the temples where we just massage the corner of the left eyebrow. And just breathe there. About 2 breaths. And then with your right hand, take it to your right ear and press your head up. Keep your eyes closed as you rest the hands on your knees. And notice that flow of energy down the left side. And find a really full breath. And then lean back as you recross the legs again, because we've been there for quite a long time, haven't we? So this time, the left hand to the right ear as you press the ear down. Slide the right shoulder away from you. Possibly it wraps. You might notice one side of the neck is stronger, tighter than the other. Just notice. Notice the breath. If it's tight, your breath might shorten. So just notice the connection with the body and the breath. And then look down at your left hip this time as the hand comes to the back of the ear. And breathe. And now we look up to the corner, out of the corner of the right eye as we take the hand to the temples. And rest right hand on knee, left hand to left ear. Press your head up and take the hands out. Just take a moment there to notice and just turn from side to side, looking over your back shoulder. Notice perhaps there's a little bit more mobility in the neck. And final time for the shoulders. Take your fingers to your shoulders now and do really big circles with your elbows. And from here, we're going to come straight into increased circulation, our heart flow, by doing some waist twists. So we turn one way and then the other. And then we breathe in and out. And you can go really slow or really quick. Lift up your armpits. We've got a lot of lymph there. And just go. And you might often get a little crack and a pop here from, say, if you're going to see a chiropractor. So just notice your spine, the thoracic behind the heart. That's often the stiffest. And really speed it up as long as it's not making you dizzy. And we're going to do this for about another 5 breaths. And this is so good to get everything going. And then after count of 3, just drop your hands in your lap and notice how you feel. 1, 2, 3. Notice all that energy now flowing through you. You might feel it in the form of tingles, warmth. And this, of course, is our life force. Take one full deep breath in. And then, relax the jaw. So let's come on to all fours now. And in Ayurvedic philosophy, the sister science to yoga, our hands are how we express our love in the world. So let's take our hands now and very mindfully place them on the mat. And we're going to flip the right wrist. So first we take the palm hand out 90 degrees. If we can, then 180 degrees. Spread your right fingers, lean forward a little bit, and then come back, which makes it a little bit more difficult. And we'll do some multitasking now. Let's take the left leg back and press away into the center of the left heel. So we're pulsing forward and back, just stretching into the wrists, also into the calf muscles. And then turn the right hand forward. Lift the left leg up now and gaze forward as you start to circle the left ankle. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, take your right hand to your heart and lift the skin of the heart upwards. Option 3, extend your right arm forward. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring the elbow towards your knee. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, that elbow to knee. Final time, lengthen and extend. Take one deep breath in. And then take the hand down, take the knee down. And just do some cat and cow between sides. As you inhale, your tummy drops, your heart lifts. Exhale, back of the heart rounds up to the ceiling. And do 3 or 4 of these. And do this just as a way to really regulate movement with breath, no rushing. And come back to a neutral spine. So let's do that on the other side. We're going to flip the left wrist now, 180 or 90 degrees, right ankle heel comes back, and just pulse forward and back, feeling all the bits of your body that are talking to you. And can we love our body when it doesn't always feel good? And that's sometimes a real challenge. One more, just a deep breath, nice and slow. Then shake out the left hand, place it on the ground and lift up your right leg. Extend back to the center of the right heel. Option 1, left hand rests on your heart. Option 2, it extends forward. And as you kick back, reach forward and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more of those. And one more breath in extension. And take the hand down, take the knee down. If you're ready, downward facing dog. If you're not, stay in child's pose or stay on all fours. In down dog, bend your knees and really press your heart towards your thighs. Then start to extend the legs. Shake out the head, soften the shoulders. And do what loving actions needed for the body here. Do you need to pedal or do you need to sway? So working with our heart chakra is a lot about shoulders. Can you really, really feel yours now as you circle the outer shoulders inwards? Just breathe in. We're going to come forward to a plank pose with an in-breath. Building strength for the shoulders now. As we exhale, soft bend in the knees back to downward dog. And just alternate between those two shapes. And your alternative is to do all fours and stay with cat and cow. Also really good. So next time we come forward, we're going to drop down to the earth. So either keep your knees up or lower them as you come all the way down onto your tummy. And press into the hands now as you come into a little cobra. Elbows hug in, heart lifts. Pause at the top, breathe into your heart. Exhale, come down. Do that one more time. Breathe in and pause. Exhale, come back. If that's not good for you, stay in a softer version. Otherwise, interlace the palms behind you now. And as you roll the shoulders back this time, lift the hands and the feet. Keep the head down so the neck is long and just take 3 deep breaths. Nice smooth breaths. And let's come down and just make a little pillow for your head with your hands as you shake out the hips. So that's called locust. Again, a bit more for the shoulders. Let's come all the way back into downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, spread your hands. Keep the gaze to the heart. So take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let it all go. Breathe in now and lift up your right leg. And take a moment to adjust your hip. Make sure the right foot, toes are down, hip is level. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to take the foot between the hands. Sometimes you need to drag it there. Drop onto your left knee and then sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. So let's kick our arms out wide now like a little cactus. And it's almost like cat and cow spine. As you exhale, close your elbows like you're closing a door. And tuck the chin and round. As you inhale, open the arms wide, lift the heart to the sky. Exhale, elbows come together, hands come together. Inhale, open and expand. Final time. This time, as you come up, turn the hands down and interlace them behind you and roll the shoulders back. Press into the right foot now as you breathe into the center of your heart. So you can stay here or you can start to tuck your chin, maybe take your head and lift the arms up overhead. Make sure you're not crunching into the shoulders now. Really fully, deeply breathe. Inhale, back up again, rise up with the hands. And now we're going to take a twist. As the left hand comes down, lift your right arm up towards the sky. And as you reach into your right fingers, you might stay here with the leg down, or you might now lift up your left knee. And like you're painting a huge circle around your body, just draw a big circle with the arm. And when you've gone in one direction, let's go in the other direction. So feeling the shoulder blades mobilizing. Come back and extend the arm up, gaze towards those fingertips now and take a huge breath into your left side body. And let's bring it down. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in downward facing dog. Take a sighing breath out. Inhale forward into a plank pose. You know your variations. Let's lower back to the earth. So we're going to stick with locust today, Shalabhasana. Interlace the palms behind you, breathing in, lift up. So remember, back bends are about a long spine, not necessarily a high lift. Press your toes back, chest forward, 2 breaths if you can, building up strength. Slowly come down. Take the hands back to the shoulders. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Feel your hands, feel your feet. Take a breath. Take a sighing breath out. Inhale, left leg rises this time. Square off your hips. Toes are down. Right heel towards the earth if you can. Take 2 breaths. Really building up that shoulder strength. Let's take the left foot between the hands. Let's drop the right knee. Breathing in, arms rise up. Exhale, elbows open wide to the side. Exhale, come forward as you touch elbows and hand. Inhale, opening the doors. Do that 2 more times. And next time those arms are wide, really breathe into the heart space. Take a huge breath there. And interlace the palms behind you. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chest. Take a deep breath in. And then maybe there's a fold here, and that might be tucking the chin, or it might be bringing the head towards the foot. Just do what feels good. Let it be a really loving choice. Slowly come back up, right hand to ground, left arm lifts for a twist. And again, you might lift the left knee. Sorry, right knee. And then do those circles really slow so you can feel your shoulders. So yoga has these kind of observances for how we live our life, one of which is called ahimsa, which means non-violence. Again, always being kind, and that begins with ourselves, being kind to the body, kind in our attitude. Lift up the left hand, take a deep breath. And take the hand down. And once again, we're back in downward dog. So you choose what to do now. You stay here, you come onto all fours, you rest in child's pose, or you come through a vinyasa. And that can be cobra or shalabhasana. So breathing in. Just do what feels best. And eventually, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Long arms, long legs. Feel the breath behind the breastbone. And as you breathe out, we're going to look forward, and you're either going to do a little walk or a hop towards the front of the mat. Breathe in, take a flat back. Exhale to fold. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale. Arms come up and overhead. So we'll take a sun salutation now, because these are all showing gratitude that the sun rose today. And that's, of course, another emotion of the heart, gratitude. So inhale, rise those arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, long spine. Step back right then left for downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, we roll up to our back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And there's a quote, gratitude is a remembrance of the heart. So breathe in, maybe call to mind one thing you're grateful for. Inhale, gaze forward, step forward with the right leg, long spine, lift your heart. Exhale, left foot steps into. Inhale, heart rises halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Hands to heart. So looping that onto the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, heart towards the earth. Inhale, long spine, heart lifts. Step back left, then right. The downward facing dog. And then come through your flow. And just building up warmth, heat, circulation. And back in downward dog again. Tuck the chin so you're looking at your heart as you take 2 conscious breaths behind the breastbone. And every time we expand our lungs, we massage the heart. Gaze forward, step the left foot forward, long spine, lift the heart between the armpits. Exhale, right foot comes forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. And as you fold now with a little bend in the knees, let's interlace the palms again, lift them all the way up to the sky. See how comfortably far they come up and over you without force. And breathe. And sometimes we have to breathe a little deeper. And then really slowly as you bend the knees, let's roll up to stand. And pause at the top, one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. The 2 wisdom centers of the body. And if we can learn to stop the busy, busy mind stuff, we can sometimes access this deeper, deeper knowing. So just what is in your heart today? Just notice as you breathe. And sometimes when I do this, it's just a little voice that says, you're okay. So just notice. So press down into your feet. We're going to come into our flow now. We're going to come through this twice. So inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, let's come to a fold. Inhale, long spine. Let's step back to downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, root down into your fingers as you lift up your thighs and your hips. Inhale, right leg rises. This time, right knee to nose. Inhale, leg extends back. Once again, exhale, knee to nose, building up a bit more strength. Inhale, leg extends back. This time we step through. And as the right foot lands, we're going to come straight into a high lunge, wobbles and all. And as you reach up really high, reach into your fingers, take a huge breath. And now interlace your palms behind you. So a little bit less steady because we've got the heel lifted. Roll the shoulders back, breathe into the center of the chest. And again, maybe you fold forward. So this is a wobbly one. Press into your feet, take a breath. And slowly lift up. And what we're going to do from here now is come into warrior two, but keep the bind of the fingers. Drop your back heel. Take this little fist you've made now to the back of the waist, the left waist. Take the left elbow back and drop your left ear. So notice the right side of the neck again as you breathe. 2 deep breaths. Open your arms so wide now. And gaze forward to the more traditional pose. There's a deep bend in the right knee and take 3 deep breaths. Final breath. And now bring your arms overhead. So holding as if they were a frame. Put both your elbows in the palms. Take a moment there. This might be enough. Otherwise, take the right hand to the back of the neck, the nape of the neck. Ease that left hand, just ease the elbow up towards the sky for your tricep. Stay here, or just maybe your left hand goes behind you and finds the right fingers. And if not, you might have something to grab onto like your t-shirt, and then just lean back a little bit. As the right elbow lifts, breathe all the way down the right side. And just note how close your fingers are together, because you'll be horrified when you get to the other side. We're so different. One more deep breath. And then release that bind completely as the arms come back up again. Now take your forearm to the thigh and the left arm comes up and over your ear. And the right arm isn't dumped on the leg. It's just there for leverage to help you turn your heart upwards. Now just extend into your left fingers. 3 breaths. And then look to the ground, take your left hand down, and we're coming back into that easy twist. The right hand rises up towards the sky. Take a deep breath. Right hand comes down, right leg comes back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in downward facing dog. And then listening to the intuition, the wisdom of the heart, decide whether you need a rest or a vinyasa. Just stick with the breath and it'll all come good. And when you get back to downward facing dog, just take a moment there to really fully land in your body. Inhale, left leg rises. As the left leg rises, find your balance there, and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg extends back. Exhale, knee to nose. Final time, leg extends back. Foot comes between the hands. And again, we rise to our high lunge. Reach into fingers, have a good bend in the front knee, and take a deep, deep breath into the heart. Interlace the palms behind you again. Roll the shoulders back and breathe in. Exhale, find your balance, or find that you're wobbling as you fold forward. Notice any tension, any gripping, gritting of teeth. And let's come up and drop the back heel. Warrior two. And so again, we're going to snuggle this little fist to the right waist. Roll the right elbow back. Drop your right ear. And breathe. Make sure you're not losing the bend of the knee. And soften the breath. One more breath. Let this be the slowest breath now. And take those arms out. Just enjoy the opening there of those arms as you take a full breath in. Now just 2 more, keeping that breath so steady, so full. And then we take a frame. So we might hold our elbows in our palms. If our shoulders are really tight, we might hold our forearms. But just feel as you kind of pull in opposite directions what happens to the backs of the shoulders. Deep, deep breath. So stay here or take the left hand to the back of the neck. Ease the skin of the elbow up towards the sky. Feel the tricep. Stay here or take your right fingers round. And you may well find they are nowhere near like they were on the other side. So breathing in and breathing out. Lean the body back a little bit. So you can lift up that left elbow. Let's come back into warrior two. Feel the release of energy around the shoulders there. Take a breath in. And then forearm to thigh, right arm comes up and over. And then we spin our heart up. We're just breathing into the whole body now. And just feel how strong and long and healthy your body is. It's such a blessing and a gift, but often we focus on what we're not happy with. One more deep breath. Inhale, let's rise up again to warrior two. Take a deep breath. Then we come into the twist. So of course you can drop the right knee down. Otherwise, right hand comes down, left arm lifts. Take 3 breaths. Left hand comes down. We're all going to meet in child's pose. You might come through a vinyasa first. So coming forward, lowering to the earth, rising up, and then sit back into child's pose. And as you sit back in child's pose, put your forehead down into the earth. And then what we're going to do is take your hands to prayer in front of you with the thumbs up, and then take the thumbs to the back of the neck. And then just wiggle your elbows forward a little bit, and you might just get a stretch in the back of the heart space there. And then when you're done, just let go of the hands. And now take the hands to your feet. And as you tuck the head, tuck the forehead into the earth, just feel the breath and a softening of the shoulders. And breathe all the way into the whole body. And the Sufi poet Rumi said, your task is not to seek for love, but to all the barriers you have built within yourself against it. So notice the quality of your thoughts. Are they kind? Are they loving? All those times we might deflect a compliment, all these things we do that keeps us closed. Let's just take 3 more deep breaths, and then we're going to repeat that sequence again. And on this next breath out, take a long sigh. And slowly come back to downward facing dog. So same sequence with a few add-ons. Let's see where we go. So keep those hips high, the waist high. Take a breath. Feel the backs of your legs. And as you inhale, right leg lifts. This time your right knee is going to tap your upper right arm. Inhale, let it come back. This time we're going to tap the inner left elbow. Inhale, come back, nice strong shoulders. Final time, knee to nose. And from the knee to the nose, can you from there step through? And as you press the feet down, let's rise up. So same as we did last time, let's interlace the palms behind us, but this time we might explore a balance. If you'd rather free up the hands, then please do. Otherwise, lean forward as you lift up your left heel and just come up onto the left toes and then back down again a couple of times. And then you might be ready to explore a bound version of Warrior 3. That doesn't feel safe, take your hands to the ground. Otherwise, lengthen your spine as you have the arms behind you and interlaced. Oops. Wobbles are also balances, so welcome them in. There we go, right on cue, just to show you. And let's free up the arms now as we come into Warrior 2. As we come into Warrior 2, we're going to try side angle pose with a bind. So take your forearm to the thigh, left arm comes up and over. Now this is option 1, or you might take the left hand all the way behind you so it tucks behind the waist. You might reach your right hand underneath and see if you can hold on to your left hand. So this is a bind. It doesn't always feel comfortable. Make sure it does. And if that's what you're doing, then you turn the heart upwards. Now you have to see if you can still breathe. And if you're not breathing, you might as well go and have a pint of lager because it's not doing you any good. So let go of the hands if it's too much. So you take 2 more deep breaths. Release, come back up again to warrior 2, and then lean back. Deep, deep breath in. And come all the way up. So turn your left heel in now. We're coming into a squat, goddess it's called. Let's sink ourselves down and take our arms out very wide. Arms are out wide, take a breath in. Right arm comes on top of left. Either hug yourself here or take eagle, where the hands come together. So you're wrapping your arms into a bind. And as you sink deeper now, see if you can lift up your elbows a little higher and just take 3 deep breaths. Let the next breath be the slowest, the deepest. We're going to take 3 circles now to the left. They might be little ones, or your fingers might come all the way to the ground. No good or bad, just see what's best for you. What's the most loving choice? That one be really slow. We're stretching hips and shoulders now. And as you come up, just pause at the top, straighten your legs, unravel the arms, and just let them rest on your thighs. Close your eyes. And now let's rebend the right knee. We're going to come into a pose now, maybe called side plank. So I'll show you how it looks. So first option is to come back into easy twist. The left hand is down, the right arm is lifted. Next option is to wiggle your right foot to the center of your mat and drop onto the outside edge of the left foot. Final option is to stack your legs on top of each other. So you might know this pose, Vashisthasana. Just choose the right one. If you are stacking the legs, feel like your right leg is a magnet that's lifting up your left leg. 2 deep breaths. And then your right hand comes to the ground and we take our penultimate vinyasa here. So slowly coming down, inhale to lift. So these are very strong poses for the shoulders. Go gentle. Final side now, spread your hands, feel your feet. Take a moment to come back to now. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to upper left arm. Inhale, leg extends back. Left knee to inner right elbow. Inhale, leg extends back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. And then sweep those arms up towards the sky. Breathe all the way up to the upper chest. Exhale, hands interlace behind you. Roll the shoulders back. So again, we're going to play with balance. Note the word play. Lift up on the right heel, take the right heel down. Maybe try that again. And maybe you're ready for lift off this time. I'm really wobbly today. Extend back in the right heel. Take 2 to 3 deep breaths there. And then very gently land in warrior 2. Open those arms out wide. Reach from the heart to the fingertips. Take a breath. And lean back. Right hand comes back, left arm lifts. Breathe all the way down your left side body. Inhale, come all the way up again, reaching to your fingers. And now coming into side angle pose. So forearm to thigh, right arm overhead. So again, the same options to what we call a bind. We take the right hand and we wrap it around our waist. So the fingers are just by your left thigh. Possibly you feed your left arm underneath and hold on to your fingers. If you're gritting your teeth and pulling murderous faces, again, it's a sign that you're not doing the right pose for you today. So take 2 to 3 smooth breaths. And the breath will always tell you if you're in the right space. Let's unravel that if you've got it. Right arm sweeps up and over again. Take a deep breath. And slowly come all the way up. This time we're turning the right heel in as we come back into a squat. Sink down, arms out wide. This time, left arm on top. So I'm very mindful of my microphone here. So left palm on top of right stomach to the side. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we'll come down a little bit. We're taking 3 circles to the right. And this time, after the 3 circles, we're just going to lift your hands up to the sky this time. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Feel the energy body, the tingles, the warmth, the fizzes, the sensations, and breathe into all of this. This is being fully alive. And then as you turn towards the front of the mat, lift up your right heel, take the right hand down. Same options, left arm lifts. This is a good option, it's a twist. Otherwise, left foot to the center of the mat. And now we start to turn onto the outside edge of the right foot. Final option, to stack the left leg on top of the right and lift up those legs. And breathe. And if you're quivering in the muscles, that's the muscles creating new memories. So just allow it, but never ever work through pain. 2 more breaths. And let's take that left hand down. Let's come through our final flow. And again, we'll meet in child's pose. And as you come down into child's pose, you can take the arms now wherever you want. Just allow them to rest. And once again, come back into that beautiful rhythmic breath. Breathing into the lower back. Breathing out. Take 5 full deep breaths. And from there now, after compressing our calves, we're going to come into a back bend. All back bends are heart openers. So we're going to come onto our front body and we're going to take the elbows underneath our shoulders. So this is a pose called Sphinx, and we're going to be here for 2 minutes. Really starting to build up strength. For a stronger back bend, you can take your forearms up onto a couple of books or bricks. For less of a back bend, if your back's just a little bit tender today, you can cradle your skull into your fingertips. But back bends are really important for us, especially if we're women. Over 50, we're much more likely to get osteoporosis in the spine. So we really want to strengthen it. Feel like you're slightly sliding your heart forwards between your armpits. And I'm going to set a little timer here for 2 minutes. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And let's come back to that climbing breath we did in the beginning. So breathe into the center of the heart. Breathe in some more. And take a long breath out. So it's a 2-part breath in and a full exhale out. And a meditation I used to practice years ago with a teacher was to simply rest awareness in your heart and say, what do you need me to know? And then don't try to think or analyze, just let it settle there. What do you need me to know? And see what images, thoughts, or feelings might arise. Just a few more breaths. Stay present to the feeling and sensation of breath in the body. So just take 3 more very conscious breaths now, making them a little deeper each time. Let this third and final one be a little bit more of a sigh. And then very gently come down to the earth. Remove the bricks if they were there. And just make a little pillow with your forehead with the hands. Shake out your hips. You might even lift your feet up and slowly move them side to side. Now a really nice little gentle pose called half frog. Move your right knee out to the side. The right foot is in line with the right knee. And just take your left ear down onto the ground. And just take about 5 deep breaths. See if you can let the muscles around the thigh bone, the hips, just melt into the ground on the right there. In these poses, the heart is supported on the earth, so our nervous system knows that it's safe. We can rest. One more breath. And then very slowly lengthen that right leg back. Just do a little wiggle. This time we take the left ear down, left knee bent, left foot in line with left knee. 5 breaths. And then extend the left leg down. Again, pick up the feet, just gently rock from side to side. And then from there, we're just going to come up and come onto our back. So if you have a bolster or a pile of cushions, they can be quite nice now, but don't worry if you haven't. We're just going to take the feet onto the bolster, first of all, if you've got them. Don't worry if you haven't. And then from there, take your left knee over on top of the right knee. Take your arms out really wide to the side. And then we're going to look over to our left hand. And we've done this a few times before, so you might remember this. We're just going to take let me see, what am I doing? Yeah, left hand, lift it up as you inhale, all the way to the sky. And then let your left hand rest on the right, and it'll probably be about your right wrist. And then with your left hand, rub up your forearm, upper arm, all the way across the chest, really connecting to the heart. And then unravel that left arm as you look over to the left arm again. 2 more of those. Inhale, arm lifts. Left hand rests on the right wrist. And then gently make that connection with your body as you touch the forearm, upper arm, chest. You're just uncoiling the shoulders. And this is really nice if they get a little bit tight. Do one more. And let that touch be a really loving touch. We have to love ourselves first if we're caring for others. And just gently bring the arm over. And this time stay with those arms open. We're going to be here for 1 minute. And just let the breath be even now. And if anything, a longer exhale. Take 3 more deep breaths. Finish with a sigh. And then very slowly bring those feet up. Just realign the spine. And by doing that, we make sure our nose is in line with the knees. And then we let the knees go over to the left this time. And this is a twist. You might well be feeling in the right hip. You might be feeling in the shoulders. Look towards the right now. And as you inhale, the right arm lifts. Keep gazing at your thumb. Really fix your gaze. Right hand to left wrist. Bring that arm across the body. Just uncoil your shoulders. So you know the pattern. Just do that 2 more times. Nice, smooth, slow and steady. And you might not be there yet, but when you've done your 3 uncoilings, just gaze towards your right thumb. And again, we're here for 1 minute. If the mind is drifting, just simply repeat to yourself, I am love, as you breathe out, or something that helps you anchor your awareness to the moment. And then very slowly come back to center. Now your feet are on the cushions or bolster. Keep them together as your knees come out to the side and just gently rub the upper thighs. Just kind of stretch the skin there as you press it down. So we're at the end of our practice now. This might be where you wish to stay, but if that's too strong for your hips, extend your legs out. And just close your eyes now. We're not trying to shape the breath in any way at all. Come back to the awareness of that space behind the breastbone. And there's a lovely quote from the amazing Jimi Hendrix who said, when the power of love exceeds the love of power, then we shall know peace in the world. So just reminding yourself of the potential for peace when we act out in the world in a loving way. And that has to begin with the way we treat ourselves. So giving thanks to yourself, to your body for this practice today. So let's stay here for another few minutes, just focusing on breath in body. But just start to make your breathing slightly deeper. And consider if loving yourself means you might lie down here for a bit longer. Yeah, just consider that option, that invitation. If, however, you carved an hour out for yourself, we're nearly there. So we're just going to start to move a little bit. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. And if you had your knees out wide, just really gently close them together like you're closing a book. And then bring those knees in towards the chest, just a tiny little rock, easing out the lower back. Try not to rush forward into the rest of your life. Just really keep it calm and slow. And then as easily as you can, you're going to come up to a seated position. And let's take our hand to our heart, just as we began with the other hand on the floor. Let's come full circle. Let's take a moment just to see what's shifted in you. Maybe your shoulders feel a little bit more at ease there. Just take a breath. And then let's breathe in as we raise those arms all the way up to the sky. Breathe out as we bring all the good stuff back into our heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.